वी आर लाइव और 2-1 मिनट इंतजार कर लेते हैं तहसीन।
Sure.
हम स्टार्ट कर लेते हैं, फिर वॉल पर भी रहेगा
Sure.
और साथ में चैनल यूट्यूब चैनल के ऊपर भी अपलोड हो जाएगा।
Of
थैंक
course.
यू। टुडे आवर गेस्ट इज तहसीन राशिद, सीईओ ऑफ सेलर डाउनटाउन। तहसीन, मैं इतना ज़्यादा मेरा आपके साथ इंटरेक्शन नहीं है, तो बहुत बेहतर हो जाएगा कि आप अपना इंट्रोडक्शन शॉर्ट सा बता दें लोगों को।
Sure. Hi everyone. So great to be here. And this is Tehsin, CEO of Seller Downtown. I currently manage private label for our clientage, and this is the basic offering that we have for Seller Downtown. We help private label sellers start and maintain their brands on Amazon and other marketplaces, including Walmart and some other smaller marketplaces such as Groupon as well. And what we're going to discuss over here on the podcast is going to be about agency scaling and SOPs. And I hope we have a good time here.
एग्जैक्टली। थैंक यू फॉर योर इंट्रोडक्शन। अच्छा, तहसीन, थोड़ा सा 2 मिनट में अपनी जर्नी बता दो कि आपने ई कॉमर्स में कब आए, कब से स्टार्ट किया, एजेंसी बिल्ड किया। क्योंकि जब लोग नए
Uh-huh.
स्टार्ट कर लेते हैं, मसला यह होता है कि हम कैसे एजेंसी बना ले, फिर कैसे उसको स्केल अप कर ले। तो ये थोड़ा सा मोटिवेशन के लिए भी और कि
Right.
ताकि नए बंदों के लिए।
Right. Sure. Uh, uh, I was in freelancing, I think, for the last 5 years now. But I started in e-commerce in 2020 after COVID, and I was already heading a design agency at that point, and then we started to shift a bit into e-commerce, which basically led us into Amazon, and then we started to build up our skill sets and R&D on the PPC space. We started with the PPC, and that is still our main offering, but we have expanded from then on. Again, 2020 is 2 years back pretty much, so it's been quite some time now. And I mean, not quite some time in terms of business, because 2 years is just starting out, but quite some time in the journey that we have built out the offerings, we built out the services that we provide to our clientage, and alhamdulillah, this is going great. Looking forward to 2023.
ओके, थैंक यू। अच्छा, हम स्टार्ट ले लेते हैं जो थोड़ा सा स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड का सवाल थी, आप समझ लो।
Uh-huh.
एक बंदा है, उसने स्टार्ट कर दिया, चलो पीपीसी से स्टार्ट करे, उसने सीख लिया, तो उसको मतलब कब एजेंसी स्टार्ट करना चाहिए उसको, और कब उसको कैसे अपने हाउ टू बिल्ड अ गुड टीम, और फिर उसी एजेंसी को
Mhm.
हम कैसे सस्टेन कर सकते हैं कि वो प्रॉफिटेबल भी बन जाए और सस्टेनेबिलिटी की तरफ से भी जाए।
Right. So again, I think there are two different pathways to take from there. So I would still recommend that you work in some other agency, because generally speaking, that is the fastest way to learn on how to build an agency actually. If you can work with some other person or some other small team and see the process firsthand on how they grew from, let's say, 3 people to 30 people, or 3 people to at least 10 people, you're going to learn the fastest. Okay, but I understand that some people want to take the freelance to founder route directly and just start an agency. So what I would recommend for them is that they should think of it in terms of processes and taking themselves out of the equation. What you want to do is you basically want to get yourself out of the equation slowly and steadily and build systems to replace yourself. That is the first goal. Systems
ओके।
and responsible people to replace yourself, and then only then you are starting to build an agency. So for example, if you have an agency and you are still working in that agency and the systems depend on you, then you are working in the business, you are not working on the business. Again, it could be a phase you are going to come in and out of the business all the time, but you need to outsource yourself first, and that is when you will have the start of your agency, and then you build out from there, and you know how you can expand and scale your team. That is a longer discussion, of course.
Exactly. Okay, what is the ideal criteria for team hierarchy, and what is your team hierarchy?
Right. So the team hierarchy question is an interesting one, because you know everyone approaches the question differently, and at the end of the day, no answer is wrong, of course, right? So what happens is that you know everyone starts with a different mindset, with a different way, and the circumstances leading to an agency building and the scaling of the team are just very unique. So what happens is that, for example, you're going to start your agency. You're not going to hire 10 people first day. You are going to hire one or two people. So what seems to be the ideal way to see this is hiring around 3 people, taking off from there, and then basically what you want to do is you want to give them separate roles in the agency and build a team under each person. So let's just say, you know, one of the persons that you hired didn't really took off, or you know he had to leave for certain reasons, or it could be anything, of course, right? So what happens is that you are going to have those 3 team members as the core members, and then you're going to hire a team to outsource those guys, because you want those guys to be free. They are pretty much project managers at the end of the day, at the end of 12 months, let's say. At the end of 12 months, they should be project managers and they should have a team of their own. This is basically, I'm outsourcing myself to 3 people, and then those 3 people are going to outsource themselves to 9 people. This is the building block of one agency that is still scalable. If you are if you hired fifth member and the fifth member reports to you, you are basically building a team that is not scalable at all. You're not building a hierarchy, you are just building a line of VAs.
ओके, इट्स मीन कि आपने अपना टाइम तो बचाना है कि आपके पीछे आप एक चेन बना रहे हो, चेन।
Right.
ओके, अच्छा, कौन सा ऐसा व्हाट इज द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट फंक्शन, मतलब पार्ट है कि एजेंसी में है और लोग उसी वजह से फेल हो रहे हैं एजेंसी में, कि एजेंसी कोई, अब आपने नोट किया होगा अभी सोशल मीडिया के ऊपर बहुत सारी एजेंसियां खत्म हो चुकी है और साथ में कुछ एजेंसियां वेंटिलेशन के ऊपर पड़ी हुई है। तो ये क्या है जो
Right.
मेजर मिस्टेक है जो सब लोग कर रहे हैं कि ताकि हम इसको अवॉइड करें?
I'm happy to give you a very short answer, but it will not help you. So basically, the thing is, if you bring results and you retain the clients, you're good to go. At the end of the day, it's a short answer, but it's not an answer at all.
एग्जैक्टली।
There can be multiple factors which lead to, you know, can you bring results? And for example, in 2020, running PPC was something extra, at least considered something extra. You could leave PPC as well. At this point in time, PPC is the very first starting thing, and then you have a whole range of marketing efforts that are going to be needed to support that, and you know even then it's going to be hard to maintain a PL. So being on top of things and bringing results for your clients is the very first thing. And at the end of the day, client retention is not rocket science. If you bring results, then they are going to stay. If you can't, then you're just counting your time and you know just biding your time. That's not going to work. It will give you a month of revenue or 2 months of revenue, but the term recurring revenue will never be in your books. So you need to bring results. uh, in Amazon, it's gonna seem something different. In some other field, it's gonna be a bit different. So you know, everyone needs to hone on their craft and bring results for the clients. That is, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, that is the only way to not let your agency die.
एग्जैक्टली। when someone provide the value, I think the clientele is not a big deal.
Exactly.
Okay, what are the SOPs in an agency? How to write SOPs, and
Uh
who is
huh.
responsible to implement these SOPs? Because in starting, CEO, founder or CEO are responsible. बट जब आपकी टीम बढ़ती है तो फिर कौन है रिस्पॉन्सिबल? एसओपी तो एक दफा आपने लिख दी, इसका ये मतलब नहीं है कि वो सारी जिंदगी ही चलती रहेगी। तो ये वक्त
Right.
के साथ जो है ना वो और भी चीजें आती है और भी आपने चेंजेस लानी है, तो कौन रिस्पॉन्सिबल है पे उसको अप्लाई करने के लिए? हु इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर
Sure.
इम्प्लीमेंटेशन?
So basically, what I think is that, as you said in the start, so I don't believe in recording all the SOPs myself. So what I will do is I'll find a video that covers it I'm sorry, that covers the topic completely on YouTube. And I will just build a pathway. So what I call it is a learning pathway that gives you 12 different videos from 12 different channels, and at the end of it, you will be able to take the topic apart and implement whatever is needed. That is what I prefer right now. And then when I can't find something, then I record an SOP. And then the ultimate purpose is as soon as you're working on something new that your team does not know, you record it. Google Meet is very convenient for this. If you have Google Workspace, you can just record the Google meeting as well. So that is very convenient. And then what you want to do is that you just record everything that is new and every decision making process that is new, so that your team does not have to take you into that task next time as well. And then always what you have to do is you have to build a reporting mechanism. How do you report the completion of a task, and how do you ensure that you don't miss anything? So for example, let's say if at this point creation of a listing or creation of a launch ready listing has 12 steps, then those 12 steps have to be reported to the next person of whoever is doing it, right? So that reporting mechanism is the most important part. And then that reporting mechanism changes every time. So for example, you defined a step 6 months back, but now it's not relevant anymore. In that case, you are going to have to remove that step. But if you don't have a recovery reporting mechanism, then you will not even know that that step is being performed. So you will have a clash. So only if you have a good reporting mechanism, a good comprehensive reporting mechanism, then you will have the constant feedback from the process each time. If you don't have it, then your project manager should have it. So that is where you will be able to tweak those things as well. And ultimately, you want to have video and text SOPs. Both purposes are the same, and both of them have different purposes. I prefer video because it's easy to record, but text is more easy to edit afterwards. So you
एग्जैक्टली
have to have a balance of that.
एग्जैक्टली अच्छा एक है क्या व्हाट इज द आप कौन से टूल यूज करते हो क्लाइंट कम्युनिकेशन एंड टीम कम्युनिकेशन और कौन से टूल जो है ना क्योंकि बाय द पैसेज ऑफ टाइम सेपरेशन इज नेसेसरी
Right.
व्हाट्सएप हो गया या बाकी जो डिस्ट्रैक्शन उससे आती जाती है तो कौन से टूल है प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट के लिए और क्लाइंट कम्युनिकेशन के लिए यूजुअली लोग क्लिकअप वगैरह यूज करते हैं लेकिन
Right, right,
आपका
right.
आपके कौन सा एक्सपीरियंस अच्छा रहा है
At the
आपके
moment, we use Asana quite a lot, and that has been very helpful for us.
फॉर
We
प्रोजेक्ट
use
मैनेजमेंट
Slack for project management. We
ओके
use Slack quite often with clients. And then again, there is some WhatsApp, but what I've done personally is that I have a business WhatsApp that is not shared with anyone in my personal communications. For example, at this point in time, my personal WhatsApp is filled of messages all the time. So unfortunately, I can't really reply to all of them. That is why I don't share my business WhatsApp with anyone, and only clients would have it. So when I receive a notification from business WhatsApp, then I will know that hey, this is the WhatsApp that I'm going to reply on. And even if someone gets that number, I'll just request with them that hey, please don't message me on this one. This is the phone number that you should use to contact me. And if there's some emergency, just call me and I'll be able to pick up. But you have to define the separate, as you said, separation is necessary. You have to define the rules for communication, and you have to stick by them, and only then you will be able to have a distraction free, or at least with the least distraction, an environment that is productive enough for you to work on the business.
ओके ग्रेट दिस क्वेश्चन इन रॉ फॉर्म ये आपका जो सवाल है थोड़ा सा पर्सनल है कि व्हाट इज द मोस्ट क्रूशियल पार्ट ऑफ बीइंग एजेंसी ओनर कोई
What is
डिसएडवांटेज
the
भी
most crucial part of?
हाँ
What is the most crucial part? Disadvantage बताऊं मैं पहले.
हाँ हाँ दोनों
Sure, I'm here on a Saturday night and I'm gonna work up until 5 a.m. Tonight, and no team member is here. I'm very happy doing it. Generally speaking, this is a very big disadvantage for people. I'm weird like that. I just enjoy working. So this is going to be a very big disadvantage. So for example, I'm just stating it clearly. If you have your own business and you are actually building something nice, you're gonna go work much more than you will if you were in a job. And no, I don't think it is going to be justified at all. So, because most businesses fail, you have to understand that. And I've had
Exactly.
multiple businesses failed at different points of my life. Again, they might not be very big failures. I might not have lost thousands of dollars, but I have lost quite a bit of time and quite a few dollars as well. So, what I will say is that, first work in an agency, learn the craft, be good at what you're doing, learn the client retention part, learn the communication part, take responsibility, and when you have a few years of experience in your arsenal, only then try to be an agency owner. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be long hours, hard work, and then it might not work out. And then at the end of the day, I think building a team is very crucial. That is
Exactly.
the second most important part over there.
Exactly.
First of all, you have
Agree.
to be motivated, and then you have to find very good people. Alhamdulillah, I have a very good team, and I really respect those guys, and I'm very happy that they are with me.
ग्रेट ग्रेट ओके मोस्टली आप लोग जो है ना वो पीपीसी के ऊपर ज़्यादा फोकस है क्योंकि मैंने आपके प्रोफाइल पर भी देख लिया तो एक नया बंदा है एक न्यू भी है वियर्ड ही लर्न कहाँ से वो सीख क्योंकि इतने सारे जो मटेरियल पड़े हुए हैं यूट्यूब है वीबीसी
If
है और
uh,
वो फिर हैंड ऑन एक्सपीरियंस कैसे ले और मतलब साथ में किसी मतलब फॉर उसने कोर्स देख लिया अगर वो कोई एजेंसी के साथ अटैच होना चाहते हैं तो एजेंसी वाले भी कहते हैं कि आपको कोई एक्सपीरियंस है या नहीं क्योंकि पीपीसी एक मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट ऑफ प्राइवेट लेवल
Right. So the first thing is if they can just go to my profile and see a link in bio, I think they will find a learning pathway for beginners that I implemented for my agency, and I just shared it just for the fun of it, I guess, because it was public information, all of it, right? So I just built a pathway saying, hey, you need to learn this, 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 and this, and it is always available, of course, and you can just learn it from here. So that is one part, and the second part is that what I okay, what was the question? Okay, yeah, for the hands-on experience, right? So I think people are gonna first of all, if they are good enough, they should be able to land a job. If they are not good enough after the course, then they need to do an internship with the company. And the internship part, in good companies, they are paid internships, but it could be unpaid as well.
एग्जैक्टली ओके हाउ टू स्किल द ब्रांड थ्रू एसओपीज कि हम अब एक ब्रांड है उसको किस हाई लेवल पर वो कहते हैं ना कि टू द मून हाउ टू द मून कैसे हम उसको पहुंचा दें पीपीसी के जरिए अगर पीपीसी के साथ कुछ और भी करें या उसको एडवांस लेवल पर क्या चीजें देखनी चाहिए उसको ऑडिट कैसे करने चाहिए उस ब्रांड की थोड़ा सा
So
टेक्निकल है
again, I think the PPC thing is a bit outdated. So for example, let me explain on that. Uh, in 2020, PPC was something cool. In 2019, it was cool. 2020, it became necessary, and 2021 or 2022, it was absolutely necessary. And now, at this point of time, you are not gonna last if you only rely on Amazon PPC. Okay, if you only rely on Amazon PPC, you are not going to last. You're going to have to depend on outside marketing, TikTok, Snapchat, Google ads,
गूगल एड्स
Facebook
ट्रेंड
ads,
ट्रेंड
Instagram ads. At the end of the day, those external traffics are going to improve your rankings by a lot. That's one. PR is going to help. Getting your product onto different retail shows is going to help as well with the marketing side of things. So at this point in time, it's not okay to just have PPC because it's not going to 10x your sales. It is stagnant if you have only have PPC, and you're gonna have to explore other top of mid funnel or top of the funnel platforms as well.
Okay. If you want share some point with the listener and viewer, if someone run a campaign, which is the biggest mistake avoid to मतलब मैं थोड़ा सा उर्दू में करते कि जो
Of course,
कंपेन कंपेन रन करते हैं कोई स्टार्ट में तो कौन से ऐसे मिस्टेक है कि उसको कीप इन माइंड रखना चाहिए कि उसको हम नहीं दोहराए एक तो बेसिक कुछ चीजें हैं सारी चीजें हैं कि आपने कीवर्ड रिसर्च सब कुछ कर दिया लेकिन फिर भी जो
uh-huh.
आपके एक्सपीरियंस में है आपने बाय द पैसेज ऑफ टाइम आपने लर्न किया
Right. So what I would say is that if you're just starting out, you might not even understand the rules of exact phrase, broad, and then starting with an auto campaign is one of the common mistakes that people still do. I don't know how, but people still
ऑटो
do that.
कंपेन
Okay. So starting with auto campaigns is not needed at this point. You can just invest some time to do keyword research and find out the exact keywords. You can start with exact phrase. That is one of the starting very beginner mistakes, right? So I don't expect any good PPC manager to be doing those mistakes at this point, but I still see those people out there. So that's one. And then again, at the end of the day, you need to be honest with yourself in terms of what's the budget that you're gonna spend, because your budget needs to be bigger than your competitors in order to compete. At the end of the day, it is apple versus apples. Okay, unless your product is super 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 well or better than other competitors, that is probably not the case. Maybe you think so, probably not the case. But at the end of the day, you need to compete with a similar budget. Okay, if your competitor is spending $10,000 on marketing on Amazon and you're going there with $2,000 budget, you are not going to win at all.
Okay, great. Acha, if a client project fail, how to resolve conflict with the client? क्योंकि आपको पता है पाकिस्तानी ब्लॉक कर देते हैं, सारी चीजें करते हैं, और हम आप हो गए या मैं खुद भी, सिर्फ ये हमारा भी एक्सपीरियंस है, गोरों के साथ काम करते हैं, ये अच्छा नहीं है, ये अच्छा एस्पेक्ट नहीं है, कि पर्सपेक्टिव नहीं है कि आप ब्लॉक कर दो, ये कर दो। फॉर एग्जांपल कोई प्रोजेक्ट फेल हो गया और उसके जो एक्सपेक्टेशन थे उसके मुताबिक डिलीवर ना हुआ, तो क्लाइंट के साथ किस तरह आप जो है ना वो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट को फिर रिजॉल्व कर देते हो?
अच्छा, चलें, इस तरह है कि उसको उर्दू में आंसर कर लेते हैं, सही है।
ओके, हाँ
सो
हाँ जी।
बेसिकली हाँ, देखें, इस तरह है कि इफ़ यू डोंट हैव frequent communication points and frequent delivery mechanisms or frequent reporting mechanisms, then you are going to have issues. As plain and simple, okay? If you don't have frequent communications, then you're going to have issues. But if you set the delivery mechanisms in the very start, hey, this is what we are going to do for you, and this is what we're going to charge you, and this part is probably based on the results as well. So sorry,
नो प्रॉब्लम।
in that case, you don't have that issue. Or even if you do, they do understand that hey, we followed the process, it did not work. What happens is that we promise them the moon and then it doesn't work. And in the last 3 months, all unfortunately, all that people do is make excuses instead of getting exactly clear with them. So clear expectations is one of the main keywords that I try to use. And at the end of the day, you can't sell a dream. And if you try to do that, you're gonna face some backlash.
एग्जैक्टली। ओके, कौन सा हम कैसे हम डिटरमाइन कर सकते हैं कि ये लॉन्च फेल है या सक्सेस है? कौन से वो जो है ना तराजू हम कह सकते हैं कि स्केलेबिलिटी की, हम उसको स्केल कर पाए कि ये लॉन्च अब सक्सेसफुल हो गया और ये फेल हो गया?
Right. So what I understand is that there is no real pass or fail on this one. What I think is that if you have a pathway to profitability, if you have a plan to profit in X amount of months, then you are on the right path. If you don't have a plan, again, just ranking whatever wherever you are and staying with whatever you are doing and saying it is the way it is, it's not really a plan. You actually have to build a plan, and that will require a lot of off Amazon efforts. And one of the very smart people in the game, they're already doing that. So you have to figure that out. And then again, if you don't have a pathway to profitability, that is the point where you are saying you failed.
ओके, फॉर एग्जांपल ये है कि इसमें मैं थोड़ा सा और ऐड करूं कि हमने कहा कि 2 साल में ये लॉन्च ब्रेक इवन पर पहुंच गया, तो हम उसको जो सक्सेस और फेलियर के रेशियो है ना, हम कैसे काउंट करें कि हाँ ये अब
दो
सक्सेसफुल
साल का
लॉन्च है?
पाथवे नहीं ना बनाया आपने।
ओके।
2 साल का पाथवे बनाया ना कि ये तीसरे महीने में क्या होगा, 2 साल में क्यों होगा, 22 महीने में क्यों नहीं होगा, 26 महीने में क्यों नहीं होगा, 6 महीने में क्यों नहीं होगा, 6 महीने में हम कहाँ तक पहुंच जाएंगे, 3 महीने में हम कहाँ तक पहुंच जाएंगे। बेसिकली वो गोल सेटिंग जो है ना, वो हर महीने की होनी है। फिर आप कह सकते हैं कि जी हाँ जी, अब आप जा रहे हैं नहीं जा रहे हैं। अगर आप गोल सेटिंग करेंगे अपनी सिर्फ और सिर्फ यही कि जी 2 साल में ROI निकाल देंगे हम आपको, 2 साल बंदा गाली देगा आपको बैठ के, ठीक है। उसका 6 महीने बाद उसको एक किसी बंदे का फोन आएगा, FPS सारा स्कैम है, तो वो आपको गालियां देगा बैठ के, ये तो होता ही स्कैम है, तीसरे महीने में बैठ के, ठीक है? तो again, issues happen all the time at the end of the day. But then again, if you don't have a pathway to profitability, then you don't have anything. And pathway means not कि दो सालों में हम ROI पूरी कर देंगे. Pathway means आपके इस महीने ये हो जाएगा, अगर नहीं हुआ तो उसकी रिपोर्ट आनी चाहिए कि क्यों नहीं हुआ. ये पॉइंट है.
Okay, great. Noted. Okay, what is your sales funnel and in the modern because जो ट्रेडिशनल सेलिंग तरीके थे वो ऑलमोस्ट खत्म हो रहा है कि जो
हाँ.
एक्टिव होना सोशल मीडिया जो भी ग्रुप्स वगैरह में वो तो बिल्कुल टाई पोजीशन में है और अपवर्क को फाइवर का भी आपने देख लिया होगा कि जो फाइवर के लोगों के अकाउंट सारे उड़ गए सोशल मीडिया के ऊपर शायद आपने देखा होगा तो आपकी
हाँ.
क्या है इसके हवाले सेल्स फनल और क्या लोगों को बिगनर के लिए आप क्या रिकमेंड करते हो कि उसको क्या
Majority of the clients come through referrals. So again, that might not be the case for beginners, but हमारे majority clients से referral से आते हैं. You know, somebody knows someone who we worked with. Alhamdulillah, we have had the pleasure of working with a lot of people uh, across different agencies. I've worked with around 1,800 people up until now. So hopefully we are close to 2,000 now. 1800 कोई 6 महीने पहले का start है.
ग्रेट ग्रेट
So having those connections is going to be helpful. But then again, for someone starting out, I don't think this is a nice time to start in the FBA space. You have to basically learn the skills first. If you're just starting out with a freelancing mindset and coming to the agency space, you're going to be eaten alive. Go and learn the craft in a big agency. Learn the craft. Be very, very good. Learn to deliver results. And then come in and start your agency.
ओके तो रेफरल तो बिल्कुल आपका बन चुका है लेकिन अगर कोई नया बनाना चाहे तो वो कैसे बनाए वो एक तो है कि आप डिलीवरी के ऊपर जो है ना अपना वैल्यू प्रोवाइड करो डिलीवरी सही करा दो बाकी कुछ पॉइंट्स हैं
बाकी पॉइंट्स हैं कुछ नहीं क्यों नहीं है having an affiliate program would really help you as well. If for example, if somebody refers us any client, I will pay them an amount from the client fees, even if they didn't really need that. So for example, they just said, hey, Tehsin yaar ye zara usko dekh lena please, theek hai, please help them. Okay, this happens all the time. But even if that happens, we will pay them a commission even if they don't ask for it. And if you have a good service and you pay them a commission, they will be happy to send you another client, and they will even find some clients for you, and they will even do some effort to find your clients. So that is very helpful.
ओके ग्रेट ये बहुत अच्छा पॉइंट आपने बता दिया कि अगर वो ना भी मांगे तो आप दे करो उसको कुछ ना
हाँ,
कुछ
क्योंकि वो अगली दफा मेरे लिए एफर्ट करेगा.
एग्जैक्टली exactly. वो कहेगा कि ये तो वही जरफा है अच्छा लास्ट बट नॉट लीस्ट आपने बहुत मतलब बहुत एकुलेंट एकुलेंट जिसके फसूहत और बलोगत के साथ जवाब आया बहुत जल्दी जल्दी और एग्जैक्ट पॉइंट दीजिए बहुत मजा आया अच्छा लास्ट बट नॉट लीस्ट कि इन 2 सालों में या आपकी जितनी भी जर्नी है उसमें आपने कौन से ऐसे मिस्टेक है क्लाइंट रिलेटेड हायरिंग रिलेटेड टीम रिलेटेड डिलीवरी रिलेटेड स्किल रिलेटेड किए कि कुछ मतलब 2 3 5 मिनट में आप शेयर कर दो लिसनर एंड व्यूअर के साथ इट विल बी ग्रेटफुल
Sure. Yeah, that is a good question. I should ask myself more on this question. But hiring is always sketchy. It's difficult to hire when you don't have years of experience to, take on. Then it's going to be very hard to hire good people, and it's not been easy that much to hire good people. Alhamdulillah, we have a very good team right now, but people come and go, and we've had some good people, a lot of good people, some bad people as well that were not a good fit for us, and that is exactly you know what we agreed on upon leaving KG. It just didn't work out. We were not a good fit. Maybe you will do very good in a different company, and we will do very good with a different person, right? So hiring is something that I think I could have improved a bit. We have much better hiring processes now than a year back. And then you also have what you call as delay to delegate. So I was very reluctant to delegate things in the start. It's very easy for me to say this now. This is how you do it, 1 2 3. But then again, when you are actually in the thick of things, then it's very difficult to delegate. At least for someone like me, I like to do things myself. But then again, I trust the team now, or I try to trust the team as much as I can so that they can deliver instead of me. And that is something that, that is very important.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us today. You look like Chris Do. Chris Do की तरफ से
Uh-huh.
आपका look yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Chris Doe
Thank
is a
you.
very good guy.
Exactly, exactly. Okay, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you
बहुत
so
अच्छा
much for
लगा.
having
Nice to
me.
talk
It
to
was
you.
a pleasure talking to you. And inshallah,
Thank
karachi
you.
mein milte hain.
Thank you. Allah Hafiz. Bye bye.
Allah Hafiz.
Bye. Thank you.